welcome to Old Ways Gardening and Prepping. My name is Teresa. I'd like to welcome you into the kitchen once again for recipe number 2 of using the leftover nuts from making nut extract. Well, today's recipe is old-fashioned classic chocolate chip cookies, and I'm going to be using the black walnuts in them. Now, this is a very old chocolate chip cookie recipe. I've been using it for, let's say, over 30 years, and this is my go-to recipe for making them. Now, let's get started. Making cookies is simple and easy, and they taste so much better when they're homemade. Now, first we're going to be doing the dry ingredients. And as always, I have to do double batches. There's a lot of people to feed and cook for. So I will have the single batch recipe in the description box below. So I'm going to need 1 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour times 2. Get a stiffer spoon because that took way too long. Okay, like I said, double batch recipe. This is 2 1/2 cups of all-purpose. Make sure you get it all in there. All-purpose flour, and I'm gonna want baking soda. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Mix that real good. And we're going to set that aside. Okay, here comes the fun part. And like I said, double batch. So that is 2 sticks of room temperature unsalted butter. Please, people, don't use margarine. If you're going to make homemade, use that butter. It makes a big difference. Now, here's where the recipe changes up from usual. I'm going to be using regular cane sugar and also brown sugar. Okay, 1 cup of cane sugar, trying not to make a mess. One cup of light brown sugar, half. You're going to want to, now if you want to use a mixer, you can. You want to cream these together very well. One day I'll have a KitchenAid, but until then, I got my hand and a whisk. One day I will have that KitchenAid mixer. Okay, now we're going to want we'll be using 2 large eggs. I was sweating from being out of the fridge. A half a teaspoon of salt. And we're going to want 1.5 teaspoon of vanilla. Homemade vanilla or real vanilla. Don't use the artificial beaver butt vanilla. 1 teaspoon, 2, and that makes 3. And a little extra for good measure, because I like vanilla in my chocolate chip cookies. And you want to make sure that you get these ingredients mixed very well. And we'll make sure the eggs are very well incorporated. Perdón, blah. And now, I'm going to use a spatula. Oh, that's right, I set it aside. Now we're going to mix our flour up. See, quality control just peeped around the corner at me. She knows I'm in here cooking. And we'll make sure that all your flour is mixed in, because you don't want any chunks of flour in your cookie dough. And here are the leftover black walnuts, and thankfully they are already chopped up, and in they go. Oh my God, they smell good. They smell so good. And yes, I love a lot of nuts in my chocolate chip cookies. Next on, you want a cup of chocolate chips. You can use semi-sweet. You can use milk chocolate. You can use caramel. Whatever chips you want. But don't use any fake chocolate. You're going to take time to make it from scratch with love. Use good ingredients. And this is pure semi-sweet chocolate chips. You want to make sure you get it mixed up real good. Look at that. Is that not pretty? And now what I like to do, since it's really soft right now, I'm going to put a cover on it. And I'm going to let it sit in the fridge for a little bit, just so that it can tighten up a little bit. Oh my gracious, that's good. And you can taste the black walnuts in it very well. Alright. I'm going to put a cover on this, let it sit in the fridge about 30 minutes or so, and then I will bring you back. See you here in a bit. Okay, it is time to bake the cookies. Now, I have my oven preheated at 375, and I have my cookie sheet lined with unbleached parchment paper. Now, if you don't have parchment paper, you can use a plain cookie sheet. You just have to grease your cookie sheet so they don't stick. And the way I do mine is I do it by, because I like big cookies, I do about a tablespoon of dough, and I'll do 3 across. And no, cookies do not have to be perfect, y'all. Only perfectly shaped cookies are made in factories and stuff. I like mine to look homemade. I'm going to give a couple of inches apart. And I try to keep them about the same size, that way they all bake evenly. I'm going to tell you, these black walnuts smell good. I absolutely love black walnuts. Make sure your hands are clean and don't worry about getting them dirty, folks. Get in there. And of course, they're going to spread out some as they cook, so don't worry about that either. And of course, you can also make your cookies a whole lot bigger if you wanted to. Alright, now, you're going to want to let these bake for about 8 to 10 minutes. 8 to 10 minutes. I like my cookies a little softer because I don't want to, you know, I'm not going to eat dog treats. I like soft cookies. So I'm going to be keeping an eye on them about 8 minutes. And here we go into the oven. And with these, you want to do one tray at a time, unless you have a really big oven, and then you can do multiples. Alright, I will bring you back when those are ready to come out. Okay, time to get the first batch out of the oven. And you can smell the black walnuts. They're just lightly brown, just a tad bit more brown than I like, but that's going to be fine. Now, if you like a crisper cookie, definitely leave them in longer. Oh, they smell so good. Nothing like fresh baked homemade chocolate chip cookies. Alright, there's no way I can taste these yet, but you know what we will do? We're going to start another batch of going. And I just bake them in the same spots. You don't have to change your parchment paper. It'll still work fine. So good. Now, if you don't like black walnut, you can use walnuts, regular English walnuts. I just want to use black walnuts to show people that when you make the extracts, you don't have to throw those nuts away at all. Waste not, want not. But you do kind of want to try to keep your little mounds of cookie dough all the same size, if possible. That way they'll bake evenly. Get on there. Okay. And we're going to put this batch in the oven. And it's about 8 minutes for these to bake. And of course, everybody's oven is a little bit different. I think I want to let them cool just a little bit longer. And I'm going to grab a plate to put them on. Look at those beautiful homemade cookies. And I'll bring you right back. Okay, time for batch number 2 to come out. And this, if you do the double recipe, depending on how big you make your cookies, it should make about 6 dozen. I have my cookie right here, still cooling. Because I'm telling you, being burnt by chocolate is not fun. And see how easy they come right off the cookie sheet. And of course this is unbleached parchment paper, which is even better for you. That's the second dozen of cookies. Now, patience is a virtue, and I finally get to try the cookie. Look how beautiful that cookie is. Mmm. Mmm. Soft, delicious. And the black walnuts still have flavor to them. Not a whole lot, but you can smell them and you can taste it. Absolutely delicious. Homemade, from scratch, just like our food's supposed to be. And it goes to prove that yes, after making nut extracts, you can reuse the nuts. Simple, easy, and yes, you can make your own homemade cookies that taste amazing. I hope this video encourages you as well to make your own nut extracts, as well as the benefits of using the nuts in recipes after the extracts are done. Simple, easy, homemade. Everyone, stay safe, stay sound, stay positive, keep your head on a swivel, continue to stock those pantries, because you're going to need every bit that you can get in those pantries. Take care. I look forward to seeing you in my next video, and may you each be blessed. I'll see you soon.